Now this is volume and this is volume additive. So we know that we're going to be adding two different um, volumes together. So we know that in this we have to do what's called two different shapes. Now we're never going to make a triangle. We're never going to make a circle, nothing like that. They have to be straight cuts because we want them to be in rectangular shapes. So right here we could see that we could make a cut right down the middle here, which then would go all the way through the material to cut it so that this piece is disconnected from this piece. So that is a possibility. Another possibility is that sometimes we see it this way where we can cut across this way and then have the remainder that way. Whichever way we want to do it, we have to make sure that we have everything, all the dimensions. So what I like to do is I like to put off to the side, there's going to be one, so it's going to be a length times a width times the height. And then we're going to have another one, and I like to put it over on the other side, and then eventually we're going to add the two together. So if I kept it cut the way that it is right now, we got to make sure that I have all of the object, all of the dimensions to be able to fill it in. So looking at this right here, I have a length which goes side to side of 8. So I have a length. I have a height which is going up and down. So when you look up and down, you see that number right next to the up and down. And then I have a width of 4. So I have all the dimensions for this one. But I have to make sure that I'm able to do this piece before I cut it this way. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to switch the color again to red because I'm going to establish that this one is the red one. So for length, I have the 2. For the width, I actually do have that. If this is 4 centimeters long, then this is 4 centimeters long. So I could actually write a 4 right in there because it's going to be the same. And I can write on my paper, and you can do that too. You can write on the computer screen when we get to Nearpod practice. But here's where I'm going to have an issue. If I have this whole piece is 6, I cannot say from here to here is 6. So then I have to look to see where I see other lengths, or excuse me, other heights going in the same direction. Well, I see the 6 and I see the 3. So if I want to assume if this piece here is 3 and this whole piece is 6, then I could take and do 6, put it off to the side here, minus 3 to get what I have there, which is 3. So then I could say 3 would be here and 3 would be here, which would then give a total of 6. So now I look and I go, yep, I have all the dimensions I need. So I have my length, which my length is going to be different than this one, which is going to be 2. And that's right here. My width, which we established if it's here the width, it's here the width. So the width is going to be the same on the shape because we cannot have any overlapping and no gaps. And the height is going to be 3. And we talked about how I got the height of 3. We cannot say that that side is 6. We can say that it is half of it. If this is 3 and then this is 6, I would subtract the 2 and this would be 3. We can't just assume. We have to do a mathematical problem to come up with the answer. So now I'm going to come over here to my other one, and then I'm going to see that I have the length on this particular one of 8, and then I have the height, which we talked about, of a 3, and then we have the width of a 4. So now what I'm going to do is I would multiply these, not together, multiply this one, multiply this volume, and then I would add them together. So let's do that together. Let's look. 2 plus 4, or excuse me, 2 times 4, excuse me, it's a little late. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So it's actually 24 centimeters. And remember, we would have to put the cubed because I used 3 lengths. So that's actually this portion right here. Okay. Now I'm going to change colors to the green. And we're going to do the same over here. I like to look for smaller numbers to multiply times each other because I know these. 4 times 3 is 12. And then 12 times 9, excuse me, 8. 12 times 8. And this is where some of us might not know our 12s. So 12 times 8, we could actually add it 12 times if we wanted to. Or we could add we could add 12 8 times, or we could add 8 12 times to come up with it. Or some of you start with a number that you know. But I know that 12 times, and I'm not going to keep adding it. I just wanted to just leave it like that so then you realize you get a total and keep going. But 12 times 8 is 96. So this area here would be 96 centimeters cubed. The last final thing we would do is add them together. I want a different color because it's really close. All right, so 96 plus our other one, which is 24, would give us the total volume for this whole entire piece. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 2 more is 12. So we come up with 120, and remember we have to label it centimeters, and we would say cubed with the 3 there.